Hi, this is Electric Universe Geology Earth News. We're going to look at the road cut in the Sierra where it's metamorphosed. I left a few points out in the earlier video. This is street view from Google Maps. Here's the area to the left, to the west, where it's not particularly lithified. There's layers of rock, but it's sort of conglomerate. I showed that in the earlier video. I'll show it again. This is the middle of the formation where it's highly lithified. And here to the right, it's less lithified, and you can see that it's sedimentary. It trends back and to the left, the same as the left side trends, looking like it's sedimentary. There's layers. I think geologists would have to invoke folding. And by the way, it's geologists who think that in order for these rocks to be metamorphosed to this degree, they have to go down 20 miles. That's not my position. My position is that this is electrically done in situ, right where we see it. So now we're going to look at the different levels of sedimentation remnants. I think it'll be helpful. This is the left or west side. It does not appear to be metamorphic to me. So this looks sort of like conglomerate with some slightly lithified rock layers, but it has a definite trending pattern away and to the right. This is the area to the right, or the east side. To me, these are all layers of sediment, the wind coming from left to right, and this backing up and getting more and more vertical as it becomes more and more intense. This is slightly metamorphosed. We'll see different progressions of the metamorphic process where you can see it's sediment, and then you can see it's warped and twisted sediment, and then you can see it's tortured, warped, and twisted sediment. So this is the far right-hand side. To me, that's obvious trending. This area is to the bottom right. You can see the different layers. Now maybe this was laid down horizontally and folded into this shape, but I seriously doubt that. This is slightly metamorphosed. You can see foliation layers. The layers become accentuated, I think, electrically. I don't think it's from the standard explanations for the metamorphic process. The video prior to this, I posted something from Tulane University underneath of the video that has a very good overview of the metamorphic process. I've read it many times. I recommend it highly if you want to understand the metamorphic process as taught by geologists. I disagree with it completely. I don't think any of it has anything to do with anything. I think it's all electrical. There is no time for the magic elevator. There is no time for the faults to be squeezing. That's a uniformitarian model. Now we're going to get a little closer to the center area. This is closer to the middle. You can see that the layers are starting to become twisted. This is the next step in the process. And this is foliated. This has been squeezed and compressed. They say it takes 20 miles because it's not just temperature that's required, but it's pressure. I was challenged on this, so I called my friend Mel Atchison, an astronomer, and I said, I need pressure, Mel, not just heat. And he said that the Z pinch, or Bennett pinch, which is part of the plasma world, part of a Birkeland current, can provide more pressure than gravity could ever hope to cause. Beyond anything, at the center of any object, you would never have as much pressure as is available with a Z pinch or Bennett pinch. So that is part of this process. It's not just heat that's available, it's pressure. Now we'll go back to the center again just for one quick look. This is the next level up the scale of twisting and bending of the strata. They probably were straight at one time. This would have had to have happened post-deposition. And what's really interesting is, if this was caused by burial, 20 miles, let's say, or maybe less, be generous, or if it's caused by tectonics and squeezing of plates, or if it's contact metamorphism, something pushing up, I don't see why it would be so different in the center than it is to the left and to the right. It would all be experiencing pretty much the same event. Electrically, it's much more explainable. Where the current density is higher here, electricity is squeezable. If you squeeze it, the current density goes up. It can be much stronger in one place than it is in another. I assume this electricity was flowing up the river. Most of the electrical events that I see remnants of seem to flow up rivers, so that the formations facing downriver are the ones that get tortured. This faces downriver. This is what the electricity might have run into, sort of like a fluid, but instead of water, it's plasma. So it would bend along the river. If the river bends, it would keep going straight and fry something, sort of like a torch. Anyway, thanks again. I hope this clears up some of the information.